Well, here we go for Friday's Royal Ascot. It's been a hot week, and let's hope there's no heatstroke issues with anyone equine or human at the world's biggest and best flat racing festival. Of course, Jay Seller has been knocking out plenty of winners this week, and knocking out some of the boys too with her Ladies' Day outfit by all accounts, but I'll have to refer that to some of the younger guns in the office. So, for Friday, let's get some of those handicaps out of the way. I think I'll chance my arm with James Fanshaw's Miss Nightfall for the Sandringham. There's plenty of likely types, but Miss Nightfall was a model of consistency last season, and with Oisin Murphy returning to the saddle, I don't think she'll be far away after a decent enough return run at Goodwood last month. I've had to have a good think about this, with Hammer. The Hammer dominating the field at Chester last time out, but, on balance, I'll go with Realign. I'm pretty sure that The Hammer will fire out the stalls once again, but that could draw Realign into the pace from the far side group. Dr. Richard Newland is better known for his National Hunt string, but Ruby's Prophet is another that likes to go forward, so plenty of pace on all round. Realign to score for Wathnan Racing under James Doyle. Friday's nap is Falakia, going to post in the Coronation Stakes. There was a suspicion that Owen Burrows might have been tempted into supplementing Falakia into this year's Oaks. But instead he's gone somewhat the other way with a drop back in trip here. I totally get that thinking. She ran so freely in the Pretty Polly at Newmarket, that Jim Crowley can loosen some rein here over this mile trip. Though she's going to have to be at her very best to fend off the Poule d'Essai des Poulesh winner, Zarigana. But this surface is an unknown for this daughter of the brilliant Zarkava, though Francis-Henri Graffard has been scoring in plenty of group races back in France. Ollie Sangster's second and third from the 1,000 guineas seem to have drifted in the market since not featuring in the matching Irish Classic. But back on home soil could be tempting each way angles. But Falakia gets the nudge. My next best is Babouche, lining up in the Commonwealth Cup. It's an absolute cracker of a race. And it's interesting that Charlie Appleby has dropped Shadow of Light back to this trip, considering he was third in the 2,000 guineas. But Babouche is my pick. She's got her ground here and in receipt of weight from the boys. I think Colin Keane is going to get her right to the front, and facing up to Whistlejacket once again, he'll know that those tactics could pay off. Andrew Balding's Jonquil completes my list with Shadow of Light. But my gut tells me Babouche. Opening the card, I'll side with Venetian Sun for the Albany. Considering the week that Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore are having with their juveniles, maybe it's folly to go against Signora for this. But she didn't really set the turf alight on her debut under rules at Naas. So I'm thinking we might see the best of her at 3. And it could be a toss-up between Hugo Palmer's Fitzella and Carl Burke's Venetian Sun. I'm sure that Ryan Moore is going to put his foot on the pedal from the off, on ground this quick. But Carl Burke has been making some nice noise about Venetian Sun, and that's good enough for me. For the Duke of Edinburgh, it would be a surprise to me if Willie Mullins didn't land one of these valuable handicaps here this week, and Ethical Diamond looks his best bet. Fourth in this last year, when perhaps the run came a bit late, though there was no doubting Crystal Black's finish under Colin Keane, but Ethical Diamond under Ryan Moore is taken to go closer this time. Roger Varian's French Duke would be my biggest worry, but Ryan Moore is so at the top of his game this week. I'll nail my colours on Ethical Diamond. In the King Edward VII Stakes, Rafe Beckett's Amalok remains unbeaten, and I don't think he knows where his ceiling is. Fast ground is untried, but after this he can take his place in the Coral Eclipse at Sandown Park in a couple of weeks' time, and I do think he's got the credentials for that Group 1, and if so should be winning this. The way that Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien are going this week, Puppet Master has to get a mention, while Johnny Murtaugh's Zaran looks potentially smart, but Amalok can win this.